I have an incredible young man, a recipient of Wigs For Kids, a new friend of mine, and I want you to meet him. I want you to hear his journey for two reasons. One, I hope if you have alopecia, it will encourage you and give you a motivation to keep on going. Number two is to realize some of the things that he's learned at this young age and what his hair replacement has done for him. So meet Vince. Vince, tell us how you have been now from hair to no hair. You had a lot of hair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think the biggest thing was waking up in the morning and looking at myself and be like, hey, I look good today. I look good today. Because that was something that was very difficult for me to say to myself when I didn't have the hair. Because, you know, from age, ever since I can remember looking in the mirror, to, you know, age 17, it was, you know, I had this big head of hair, you know, nice and thick.
And very stylish.
Oh.
You were always on top of the style.
I tried my best.
You did. I saw those pictures. They were
Oh,
good.
yeah. Oh, yeah. But it was just, you know, within 2 weeks, having all my hair start thinning out, and it was like, you know, almost, you know, like in a blink of an eye, it was like, you know,
Yeah.
snapped, and I didn't have anything. And so one thing that, you know, I just try to remind myself is I'm more than my hair. That wasn't easy to say in the beginning.
Oh, that is a good word. that alone is a good word. You know, waking up, for anybody who's watching, whether they have hair or not, to wake up with no hair after having hair, having great head of hair, is a shock. And I know you're an up guy. I mean, you play the guitar, you're going to be making guitars in your career, and the things that you've got vision for the future. But all of a sudden, something like this trips you up for a moment, if not longer. And I want you to share with the audience, how did you get past those days when you looked in the mirror, and even though you knew you were more than your hair, I'm sure those little voices were starting to kind of trigger those feelings and emotions. How did you get past that?
The biggest thing I worried about was what would others say. Obviously, you know, teenager, that's the biggest thing is your self-identity is not based on what you think. It's what everyone else thinks.
Amen.
And so I was really worried about that. And so my idea was, well, I'll make fun of it before anybody else can. So I'd crack jokes about it, you know, make people understand that, hey, I have alopecia, but how's my hair? You know,
right.
it's not there. And it's okay, because I can't control it, you can't control it, and it's not your fault. So I tried to kind of get out in front of the gun before the bullet shot, you know, that kind of ideal. And those days where it was just me, and I was sitting in my room scratching my head, thinking, you know, what am I gonna do? What are, you know, just being, you know, 17-year-old guy, what are girls gonna think?
All real feelings. I mean,
Oh,
real
my word,
thoughts.
yes.
Yeah.
And so it was just one of those things where I was like, you know what? There's so many things that go on in the world. Not having hair is an issue, but it's not the biggest issue a person can have. And so I just want to say out to everyone that, yes, you are being heard and your issues are there, but also remember there's someone going through something worse. So be grateful for, you know, that what you have.
What a great balance of mental understanding for yourself. I mean, a lot of us want somebody to encourage us.
Of
you know,
course.
you got a mom who's an incredible
Yes,
encourager, you know,
yes,
and I'm
yes,
sure your
yes.
brother and everybody else. But we have to learn that inner voice, that spirit within us that gives us the ability to go another step, to go one more mile, to go one more day, especially when it gets challenging. But you exposed, I love that expression, you got in front of the bullet. That's really good. When you got back to school with no hair, and you went for how long with no hair?
About a year.
About a year. And so what kind of support system or bullying or any of the other issues that took place? I mean, you're a pretty big guy, so I don't think any bullying would be crazy. But tell me what any of that happened.
So when I got to school, you know, I had the hat on and everything, and obviously, you know, a ball cap can only cover so much. So, you know, I got the back and the sides of mine just completely bare. And so here and there, kids would make comments like, you know, what happened to it? Because that was my thing. I was the hair. Going to school and like feeling the breeze on my head and everything, it was weird. It was weird, and people knew that it bothered me. And so a lot of people, I was grateful, and I believe this, you know, the description in the Bible talking about how God will not put you through anything that you can't bear. And so I believe that, you know, he helped me, and I really didn't have all that much trouble with bullying. And I know that some people aren't as, grateful for that. And, some people go through that. And I just want to say how sorry I am, because I don't know how that feels.
Yeah.
I don't understand how no one really bullied me about my hair, but people definitely made comments. Humor is an amazing thing, and it can take you from feeling down low to up here, because then they're not laughing at you, they're laughing with you. And I think I didn't really understand that phrase until I started making it my own, because I like to make people laugh. And if I can take something that hurts me and I can even make myself laugh about it, then I'm winning on top, and I'm not letting it beat me down.
Transformation. Well, you mentioned a scripture. There's two scriptures that you popped in my head. Romans talks about the transformation of the renewal of your mind. You are renewing your mind every day.
Trying to.
And the other one is, as you treat others, treat them as you want them to be treated back. And you were doing that. You were being fun and enjoyable. You were dealing with it. And I'm sure you got friends that you could share when you were feeling low. And everybody needs that. Everybody needs that. But it's interesting how those principles in life really bring back an incredible return of positiveness at this point. We don't see a lot of it on news on the news channels often recently, but in turn you're real inspiration. From the day I met you, it was like I said, I got to take this guy alongside, and we want to make you a spokesperson for Wigs for Kids, to do a lot more of this, because you have a message that's out there. So to every child right now that is dealing with alopecia, what would you tell them? What would you want to be as a messenger to them?
You're not alone. That was my big thing, is I look around and I'd see everybody has hair. You are not alone, and we're a community. There is groups of people who are here for you. Your friends are here for you. Your parents are here for you. Your family is here for you. And even when you think they don't understand, they don't get it, you're right, they don't get it. But they're still there for you. So you got to remember that. That's one thing I had to remember.
Good man, good man. Well, you've heard from a messenger, and that message is that you aren't alone. And we're here at Wigs for Kids for the very purpose of what Vincent had said. We're here to let you know you're not alone, and we're here to help you replace that hair. We're here to encourage you, and we're here to join forces with people like Vince and others that have the message of you're not alone and you're beautiful inside and out.
Yep.
And you are a beautiful young man. So beauty begins within. And as you allow that beauty that Vince has talked about to begin within you, you will see it blossom from the outside, and he's proof of it. So join us in the future of another sharing on Wigs for Kids. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.